Hey there, everybody! Welcome back. How's it going there, Detto? Andy the Farmer. Hope you guys are all having a great day so far. Oh, it's a little bit windy here in the UK, so yay, lovely. Windy and wet and all that. So lovely. Yes. But anyway, so it is Friday once again, and as you can see, we have some fact sheets to go over. So let's get into doing that. Then we can get into doing some gameplay for today. So, first up, we have... Is wet in Cardiff as well? Yeah, we've had a lot of wind, a lot of rain here today. It's meant to be kind of like this all weekend, thanks to, was it Storm Amy? So, yes, great, woohoo! Looks like we're going to be hankering in and hibernating for the weekend, I guess. But anyway, yeah, let's get into these fact sheets, get them done and out of the way, and then we can get into the gameplay. I do have some grapes to defoliate and a few other jobs to do today. So, right then, so first up we have the Dutsfar Series 6230TTV. A nice little tractor there for you guys that are going to be coming. It's going to cost you 215,500 to buy this. Engine specs, depending on what configuration you have, goes from 216 to 230 horsepower. Obviously, this has a variable CVT gearbox. It will hold 420 litres of fuel. Driving speed is obviously 60 kilometers per hour or 37 miles per hour, and obviously weighs, depending on the configuration, 8.8 to 10.8 tons. So not bad little tractor. Might be using this myself. I do like the Dutsfars myself. Going on with that, obviously we're going to have the two pieces, one on the front, one on the back. One is obviously going to be a cutter, one is a windrow. And obviously these are actually used for your onion harvesting. So, Polaris UMR 300 FC, which is going to be the cutter on the front of your tractor, that will cost you 68,500. Does require 92 kilowatts or 125 horsepower to power this thing. Obviously this is just going to top your crops, as it were. Weight wise, 2.7 tons. Work width 2.8 meters. Obviously work speed is 10 kilometers per hour or 6 miles per hour, and obviously, like I said, it will just do onions. Going on to that rear piece, that is obviously the Polaris UR205, and obviously this is a onion window. So basically what happens is the front piece will top and basically pick up the onions from the ground and then drop it on the ground, and then that rear piece will then put it into a nice little window for you to come through later on and collect it with another piece of equipment. Obviously that rear piece will cost you 35,000, will require 66 kilowatts or 900 horse, or 90, should say, not 900, 90 horsepower, though. Obviously weight wise, 1.7 tons, work with 2.8, same as the previous piece of equipment on the front, so hence why they're married together. And obviously speed, 10 kilometers per hour, 6 miles per hour. So kind of an interesting, different thing to what we have currently in game. So kind of nice to see new equipment being added. So yes, it's definitely going to be interesting to check some of this stuff out, that is for definite. Right then, so going on to the next fact sheets for today. So right here we have the Monseam, I believe that's how, Monoseam, I think that's how it's pronounced, MS Electron. And obviously, like the previous equipment, this is solely for onion planting. So this is obviously a vegetable planter specific for doing onions. I guess later on, maybe in the next game, they could technically add in other things like garlic that get planted as a bulb type thing. We'll see. Maybe some tulips, who the heck knows? Maybe grow some flowers in the next game. Anyway, obviously this is going to cost you 52,000. It will need 103 kilowatts or 140 horsepower to run this. Obviously capacity is not the greatest, but it's 27 litres of seed. However, obviously, if you double that up with a tank on the front, that's going to give it a better capacity, which is one nice thing. Obviously, weight-wise, 2.4 tons, work with 4.5 meters, and work speed is 10 kilometers per hour or 6 miles per hour. And yes, this solely will only do onion planting. So, yeah, not bad. Obviously, this is, as far as I'm aware, the only piece of equipment that's been shown and mentioned that will plant onions in the field. I'm sure in time people will go in and modify their equipment to do onions as well, but it's nice. It is not too bad. Now, one thing that I will mention, actually, just going back to that previous one. So you got those two, the front and rear piece. Now, one thing I will say, a lot of people don't realise. So you look at it and it says obviously 125 horsepower. Okay, that's not bad. So let's go get a small tractor, and they find that the tractors struggle. What you need to take into account is both the front and that rear piece combined. So whatever the combined horsepower of those two pieces of equipment, you need a tractor that's going to be matching that or above it. Even with the in-game stuff now, if it has a front piece and a rear piece, make sure that you have a tractor that has enough horsepower to do both combined. So just bear that in mind. Hence why they put this onto like a 200 plus horsepower vehicle, because obviously you combine them together, you're looking at what, 110, 115 horsepower. So, or 215 should say horsepower. So yeah, needs a bit of power, let's put it that way. But anyway, let's go into the last fact sheets for today, and Giants are adding in Can-Am, and obviously this is the Defender DPS HD9. Now this, I'm pretty sure this was shown off in one of the videos. I'm sure I've seen it being shown off. It was either one of the videos or some of the gameplay. But obviously this is going to be under the utilities vehicle, so probably a car or something like that. Obviously it's going to cost you 16,000 for this, so kind of nice little new addition. I know a lot of people in real life tend to go with these Can-Ams here in the UK. Wherever I've been in the countryside and gamekeepers, they've always had one of these on the farm or nearby. But anyway, horsepower wise, you're looking at 65 horsepower, variable CVT gearbox, holds 14 litres of fuel, obviously top speed of 60 kilometers per hour or 37 miles per hour. But this does also have a capacity, because obviously that little chamber on the back there, or the little trailer piece, can hold up to 500 litres of product in there. And obviously weighs between 699 and 754 kilograms, depending on its configuration. Be interesting to see what different configurations this comes in later on when it is brought into the game. But as you can see from the fill types underneath, it will do the majority of the bulk product. So very, very cool. So if you want to do a quick top up on your chickens, this would probably be a prime candidate, let's put it that way. So yes, but anyway, that is the 3 fact sheets for today. So you got the Dutes file, you got those what you call the Holaris topper and windrower thing, and then he's got the cedar. So not bad equipment. Obviously we've still got a few more weeks before the release, and then obviously early access. So yes, oh my goodness, there must be Mr. Shoddy. It is. How you doing with the Megafire? How you doing over there on YouTube and on Twitch? Welcoming. And Mr. T Miller, you broke your stream streak. No. Yeah, I was actually curious where you were on Wednesday. I was like, where's T Miller? Where's T Miller? Oh no, he's gonna break it. He's gonna break it. No, he's not. Please. Yes, gotta remember my new hours. It's 2 hours Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday between 6 p.m. GMT and 8 p.m. now. So yes, But you were doing so well, T. Miller. You were. But unfortunately, you are still here. That's the main thing. That is the thing. You came back. You can always start again. It's hard work now because of work. Yeah, I bet. To be honest, I'm just glad you were able to make it in even for a minute today. But yeah, anyway, that is the fact sheet's done for today. Let's get into the gameplay because, obviously, like I said, I do have some stuff to get done. Obviously, Plinko is now available. Fishing is now available if you wanted to do them. Exclamation mark Plinko, exclamation mark fish in chat. And also we do, just a reminder, with the Plinko, it has to be touching, your little character has to be touching that little star in the middle. If it drops below it, or if it's just to the side, it ain't going to count. Got it? I'm not going through all that kerfuffle as we did the other day. But anyway, let's get in. So, let's see. Let's just whiz back in chat. But yeah, if you guys are not following, obviously T. Miller. See, like that is perfect. Mr. Shawnee, well done. But yeah, how you doing there, T. Miller? If you're not following Mr. T. Miller, make sure to click on this link, give him a follow. And seemingly Oppies has sent Mr. T. Miller a whisper. How you doing, Oppies, by the way? Good to see you again. And Mr. Farmer Marks, don't worry about being late, it's fine. Oh, see, now that one I'm going to count as well for Mr. T. Miller, so well done. Now, one thing to remember, it seems like some of these emotes do work, but some don't. It's kind of weird. I'm redoing my resin factory from scratch. Okay. Thought you might. But yes, there we go. But yeah, hopefully you guys all had a great weekend. Not weekend, what am I on about? Hope you have a great weekend, I should say. I hope you had a great last couple of days. Let me get them two recorded. So Mr. Shawnee and Mr. T. Miller. There we go. They are on my little list now. I'm still waiting on Steam to allow me to send the final two rewards from the other day. It's getting there slowly, it's getting there, but yes. You found a nice little building on the US map. Cool. Yes, it's always, to be honest, it is probably best to do factories from scratch rather than going in and maybe taking somebody else's mod, should we say. But yeah. Also, if you're not following Mr. Farmer Marks, yeah, make sure to click on his link, give him a follow. But yeah, those auto shoutouts are great, I tell you. Saves me a bit of time, but also I can still do them as and when I need to. So, just to remind you guys, we are both live on Twitch and on YouTube as usual. And yeah, this is the way we're going to be doing it from now on. But yes, Twitch reset my streak because I'm on mobile, not PC. Really, to be honest, I very rarely ever see it come up on my phone. That's weird, Dead Soul. That is very, very weird. But thank you to all you guys for popping in anyway during my streams. It is much appreciated. Thank you very much for the support. You guys are absolutely amazing. Right then. But yeah, as you can see, I'm actually defoliating some grapes at the minute. I just got to make sure that I line up. It's taking a little bit longer than usual for some weird reason. I don't know why. But I keep hitting a collision, so I'm having to move it across even further than normal. Normally I can have the lines lined up perfectly and not an issue. Today doesn't want to behave at all. But we're around about halfway through, maybe a little bit over. But apart from that, not a lot's going on. I've gone through, I have ploughed up a fair few fields. I'll take a little jump in here, let me turn that off. So, let's see. So, I've got to get a decent angle. So, since Wednesday, I can't remember where we were, but this field has now been ploughed, and obviously, as you can see, it has been increased in size, so it's a little bit bigger. Hopefully, get a little bit more crop off it. Obviously, this is the one I was kind of working on on Wednesday, or just before Wednesday stream, the hired helper was just finishing off, but that has turned out to be quite a large field. Still umming and ahhing about this one. If I do, I'll probably bring it up to the road again, but then delete this little piece of the road, so it makes it a nice, decent sized field there, but we'll see. I haven't quite decided on that one yet. Obviously, yeah, this is the one we were doing, or I was doing at the end of the stream. Now, what I did do after this stream is I did come through, I removed the trees along this line here and went through, and as you can see, I plowed it up to make a slightly bigger field. So I'm kind of happy with how that's turned out. But I think most of the fields on here are now sorted out. I do need to get in here at some point and get this plowed up. That's kind of annoying, but hopefully we'll be able to get rid of it. I do have a hired helper currently working on this field here, get that plowed up. The cotton field I did spend most of yesterday and this morning mulching, so that's my cotton field now done and out of the way. Hey, Farm Marks, by the way, on YouTube. But yeah, all these corn fields have now been plowed up, as you can see. Obviously, I've got a hired helper out, just picking up the stones. There's a few bits that it seems to miss when it's going around, but it's fine. But yes, I think he's actually over on this field here. Yeah, there he is. So he's just slowly going up and down, up and down. I may end up getting a second one just to help out, but he is fine for the minute. But yes, the day is definitely plodding on. I did get the rice fields plowed up as well, so they need to be destoned at some point. And apart from that, the only other thing is, well, oh, that's the point. The two fields by the BGA, they've now been plowed up as well. The grass field that I did get baled the other day, this one here, has now been fertilized with slurry, so that's good. I need to get this sent back to the cow farm, but yeah, things are definitely plodding on. Obviously, these are now harvested, so they can be plowed up at some point. Same with 54, and yeah. And this is the other field that needs to be plowed up as well before it starts regrowing. See, that's my old sugarcane, and yes, that needs to go because I really, really don't think I need any more sugarcane anytime soon. So yes, I've got over 1 million litres in storage, so I really don't think I need it. A misunderstand on my part, yeah, that's fine. Also, yeah, that's one thing I will say is, if you are going to make a mod, try and use one that is solely from Giants, whether it's something that's in game already, building wise, turn that into production. If it's a mod on the in-game mod hub that you want to edit and release, then make sure that it is really from Giants, because modders can get very, very picky. That's one thing I will say to all you guys. If you're going to do edits to somebody's mod and release it, make sure you get their permission first. That's all I can say. But yes, hence why all of the mods that I tend to do are ones that I've done or Giants have released. So yes, it saves so much time. Let's see. So yeah, obviously, yeah. To be honest, I don't remember seeing you, T Miller, on Wednesday stream at all in chat. So that might be it as well. Maybe you were lurking there and it wasn't registering. But have a great day at work and don't work too hard. Let me tab that across, and I'll get Oppies and Green Thumb added to my little list because they're definitely touching. That is for sure. There we go. But yes. Yeah, so this is all I'm going to be doing is going up and down, and it's a little bit boring. I do apologise. So yes, I do apologise. And how you doing there, Mr. Green Thumb Farmer? And oh, excuse me, if you guys are not following Green Thumb Farmer, make sure you click on his link, catch him when he streams. Tends to do weekends. Occasionally he'll come in and do a stream in the week. But yes, there we go. Let me get that as well. Green Thumb Farmer. Hoppies. There we go. Oh yes. Work's been busy, yes. The joys of work. Actually, it was kind of weird. It's not necessarily work, but my daughter, bless her, we think she may have COVID again. Seems that one of her friends in college has been going to college, coughing left, right, and centre, got tested positive, and yeah, only mentioned it to people like yesterday. And he's been in college all week. So who knows how many people that's affected. But yeah, my daughter's actually been that ill today. She's taken the day off from college. So, and now what's even worse is my wife has been starting to feel a bit so yeah. So this is going to be a great start to October. Potentially 2 people in my home with COVID. So yay! But on and up, obviously we do have birthdays coming up. Obviously we have anniversaries and we've got Halloween around the corner, so yay, gotta look on the bright side of life, should we say. But yeah, one thing I will say is I did have a message come through on my Steam. Actually, I've had a couple. Just so you are aware, I will not reply to Steam or really look at them. I very rarely am ever on Steam, so if you do need to contact me, it's probably best to try and catch me either on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, or even our Discord. So yeah. But yeah, one of them was actually asking about the UAL mod that was released, or update that was released the other day. And so far, I've not had any issues. As I mentioned the other day, I know Farmer Marks was saying that his was conflicting with his version of Courseplay. So yeah, it's kind of one of those things. Update it, give it a try. Maybe before you update, grab a copy of it, the current version that you've got, put it onto, say, your desktop. So just in case there is any issues, you can always revert to that older version. So yes, but yeah, so far I've not really had any issues. I've used it a fair bit with containers, stuff like with the bales the other day, the cotton bales, they were fine. So yeah, it's just a typical UAL from what I've seen so far. But yeah, it's meant to work a lot better with the containers. I haven't tested with the containers yet, the log ones. So yeah, I'm guessing it only actually works with the flatbeds in game. Actually, that's a good idea. I was wanting to look at something I never actually did. Let's have a look at the flatbed. I don't think I want that because I've got that already. I was kind of curious. I don't think I've got any of them. Auto load. Enable. So it's got standard, bale, log trailer, box trailer, curtain trailer. Okay. I was wondering if they'd actually added in another configuration into here that would do the containers as well, but nope. Okay. Not quite sure what a box trailer is. Does anybody know what the box trailer is? Oh, is that the is that what's on the back of the International CC, whatever it is? Is that classed as a box trailer? I guess so. Hey there, Mr. Jers and Mamadou. How you doing, sweetheart? Hopefully the weather's not too bad for you, Mr. Jers. I know you're just down the road from us, and we're getting hammered quite heavily at the minute with rain and wind. And obviously, Mr. Hectate, I will get your gift to you as soon as possible. Yes, I kind of took a day off yesterday from, well, not all of the day, but some of the day yesterday from playing Farm Sim. Went into Satisfactory, carried on doing some more bits and pieces over there. But yes, too much to do, that's the only problem. Here we go. Too much to do over here at the minute. After harvest season, there we go. Let me just keep my foot on there. There we go. Doing good. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad, thanks, Mamadou. But yeah, if you guys not follow Mamadou, make sure to click on her link, give her a follow. I know most of you are already. But yeah, make sure to check her out when she is live. So yes. Joy fun, joy fun, joy fun. But yes, we got Mr. Shawnee, we got Mr. Farmer Marks over on YouTube, viewing there. I am looking to try and get my hours up over there on YouTube. I'm getting just over, I've got literally about just over 100 view hours still to go. And it's like, oh, come on. The thing is, I don't know if I watch one of my videos back, does that count as viewage? So, with me watching myself, I don't know. But yes. But yeah, if anybody is able to go to my YouTube channel and tune in there, even if you want to mute it, yeah, it would help me out a whole lot. But yeah, one of the things I said, didn't I, a few weeks ago, is obviously rather than doing the little time lapses on another map, I was going to do it on here. I still haven't sat down and done any of it. It's just been too crazy. To be honest, I'm kind of at that point on the map where it's kind of a lot of repetitiveness, I suppose. If it was a new map, it might be better. But at the minute, I just cannot get the feeling into doing other maps. It's kind of crazy. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just carry on as I am, shut the heck up, and just enjoy it. If I get there, I get there. But one of the things I was thinking, if Mr. Dashnet does put out another map for FS25, I might look into then doing some time lapse just in between streams. Maybe 1 or 2 a week, something like that. Maybe a couple a week each day type thing. And go from there. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Depends on what the map's like, stuff like that, feeling. Unless another SGA member wants to put out a map and we could use that as a test map just to see. Obviously we've got JD fan. Obviously if and when he comes back from his real life stuff, you never know, he may put out another map. We also have Mr. NBC, he's a map maker in the past, who knows, he may put out another one for 25. Obviously he's got that 60X over there already, which is very hard to run on a lot of people's systems. But yes, we'll see. Heck, just try to get me a 4X map to load properly is a touching one, but yes. Hey Mamadou over on YouTube, thanks for tuning in. But yes, oh, that's so close, but no cigar. I'm not going to be that nice. Yes, your little emote has to be touching. Just to remind you guys. Yes, it has to be touching your little emote character dude. So exclamation mark Plinko. Obviously the nice thing is all those people who do touch the star like that where I am, that's the prime area you want to be. Yes, you will be obviously entered into a prize giveaway at the end of the month once again. Oh, here he comes, Mr. Donby here. How you doing, buddy? Actually, one thing else, I just realised something. Where has Mr. Dashnet been all week? I think it's been like, what, last week? Was it like the last time he streamed? Is he okay? I hope so. Is he just taking time off again? It's terrible. But yes, that is a definitely good place to go. You don't know you miss him as well? Yeah, it's weird. It is very, very strange that he's just disappeared. The larger the emote, the more you hit stuff on the way down. Very true. But the better chance of getting it in to touch the star if it lands in the center. Just saying. Oh, crud. I just realised I totally forgot to grab a drink before it gone live. Oops. Hey David W, how you doing, buddy? Welcome in. So yeah, we were just literally going to be going up and down, up and down, up and down, down, down. I'm actually kind of getting a little bit bored. I might have to do something else in a minute. I don't know what else. Got some selling to do, I suppose, but yeah, that's about it. That's very close, but not quite there. Let's see, one more maybe there. Yep, there you go. One of the things I was thinking about is, I don't know about anybody else, but I tend to, when it comes to logging, for example, yes, you are in the middle, however, it has to be touching the star completely, and I do see quite a gap there, David W, but you are very, very close. Obviously, if it was actually touching, you'd be entered into the prize for the end of the month. Yes, a little bit more tricky this month for you guys. Just blame it on everybody in chat, because they're the ones that were saying, why don't you make it so it's touching the star in the middle? So yeah, I've done that this time. But yeah, anyway, as I was started saying, obviously one of the big things with logging, for example, I like to maybe do logging a couple of times throughout the year. Now, not all of the time will that keep the sawmills up and running. So one of the things I'm considering set up is my own little log distribution storage type thing. I've had a little look. I've got I need to find a building or something that I can use as a storage. I'm kind of thinking maybe a shed or something like that, depending on what we've got in game. Actually, I should have a little look while I'm here. See, I'm thinking something similar to. See, what would be nice if it was something like this, but in a wood form, maybe. But I might use this anyway. Where you maybe drive through the inside of it, unload your logs inside, and it gets stored. Then you can actually distribute it to the sawmill or wherever it needs to. That's what I'm kind of thinking of doing. I haven't as yet seen or heard of anyone saying that there is a log distribution or a decent one out there at the minute. So yeah, we'll have to have a look. Do we have the Silver Run sawmill? It looks like the shed. Yes, we do. Ooh, that is a good question. Did I pull it from the map? That's the thing. Oh, let me. Okay, take a slight break. Hang on a sec. Let me have a little look. I need files. D drive. Farm some stuff. Obviously, I'm gonna put this on the other screen just so, because there is a few private projects in here too. I think I put it under maybe productions. Yes, here we go. So this was actually stuff that I pulled off of the. I know you're terrible, Green Thumb. I pulled off of the Silver Run map, and actually we do have the sawmill in here. Let's have a little look. Now, the only problem is, as I exported it, it actually grabbed a few other things which could be repathed. So we'll have a little look, see what is in here. Let's see. Well, it says sawmill new. Where the heck are you, though? There it is. Now, is this the whole sawmill, or is it only the deck? Oh, that's the other one. But what I might use is something like these wood stacks or something as a decorative part on the inside of the building. If I've got it here. No, I don't want to do any saving. Okay, so that's going to be the one. That's the one in the lower part of the map. Large sawmill. There we go. And this has several bits in it because I was exporting individual parts along the way. that are around there. Sawmill Lodge. See, I've got Sawmill O, I've got the shelter there. So I might have to look into a couple of these. It just helps keep the actual i3D that a little bit smaller and allows it to load a little bit quicker. Now, I haven't been in here in quite some time, so let's have a little look. What was that? Oh, it's missing a few things in here. Oh my goodness. I might have to go back into the map and grab a few things, but oh well. Let's have a look. Okay, so that's more decorative stuff from the looks of it. Okay, so that's definitely not what I want. Let's try that one. I might have to go back in and grab it again. I may have made a bit of an oops. You were thinking of the Sawmill USA? Another one that's in our base game already that we're using on Rivers. What's over there? Scooby-Dooby-Doo. And obviously you're using part of that for... What's missing there? There's definitely missing something over here. I might have to go back into the maps and pull them out. Let's see what Mr. Green Thumb... Are you on about the base game ones then? 25... Let's close that a sec. Might come back to that in just a minute. Data... so that's going to be placeables, US map... Oh! Yeah... What am I looking for? Sawmill or something. Hang on. Yeah, oh, didn't mean to do that. Just... So you're probably thinking something like this little one now, yeah? See, that shelter's not bad, actually. That wouldn't be too bad. Pathing. So... Steel wheels, solar panels, carpenter, there. Brandless, production point generic. Production point. Placeables. Brandless, production point, where the heck are you? Generic there. Then sawmill. Placeable. Sawmill placeable. Yeah, could do. Then again, the way it's probably going to be set up is very similar to the sawmill itself, but all the decorative... Oh, well, yeah. That could work. Out of interest. Sawmill, wood, load and trigger. Yeah, I'd be changing some of this up a little bit. But that is definitely an option. Let's have a look. Can we get rid of some of these visuals for a minute? Oh, I hate when it does this. Do you ever get it when you load up the editor, and obviously when you're moving around, it just, when you click like say the left or the right mouse button, it just decides it's going to move automatically. It's like, come on, really? Now the other things, I don't know if whether it's conflicting with my joystick as well. Would that do anything in there? Nope. Okay. There we go. That's better. It's weird. But there you go. Look at that. I'm just literally holding down the right mouse button and it's automatically moving. It's like, why? This is something I just do not understand at all. But yeah, that might actually work. Now, can we... Oh, I can't remember how to do it the other way. Let's hold the Alt down. Yeah, so what I would probably look at doing is maybe... Can we just remove that for a minute, see what it looks like? Oh. There we go. That's the actual shelter, is it? Yes, that would probably work. Also, we could remove that little lot there. Can we hide all that? Yes. Let's hide. What are these? Yeah, we hide that little lot as well for the minute. And let's hide those friggin' light sources, because they do my head in. But yeah, that is pretty much what I want. But yeah, that would work actually. I could see that working. Why, if I can get it to work, what I'd like is potentially having logs spawning in this area here. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, I hate doing it this way. There we go. Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe log spawn here if I can do it. I'm hoping it should work. Then obviously in this area maybe have the logs unloading area with some like visuals of logs and stuff. That's kind of what I'm kind of thinking. Depends on obviously the height as well of this, whether you can actually get in there with a truck and a fully loaded trailer. We'll have to see. That could work. I wonder. Just out of interest. Okay. Could be, I don't know what that'd look like in game. Stretching that a little bit. Yeah, I don't know if it'll even be able to spawn the logs. That's one of the things I don't know. I'd have to look into. If not, well, actually, if it's only got dispute, you only need to go them going in, don't you? So I don't really need a spawn area. I think it was actually a script back in 22 that allowed it to spawn back out, wasn't it? That's what it was. I have to have a little play around. But yeah, if I can get a truck under there with a good clearance, then yeah, that's fine. I haven't used this thing in forever, so... Okay. I'm going to keep that folder open and have a little play later on. But yes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I really don't need it to spawn the logs back out, do you? So yeah, I would have gone with something like that, for example. But I do know that some people have already used that as another building. See, now, if I was good with Blender, for example, I would have sawmill distribution or something, or change the sign out to say wood distribution. But anyway, let's get back into the right screen so you guys can see what's going on with Plinko. There we go. I'm going to get in there too. And yeah, it was a script, wasn't it? It was back then. Oh, but yeah, anyway, I will have a look. I'll probably be able to put the logs in and distribute them. Spawning, if I can get that working, will be a bit of a bonus. And Mr. Hectate is definitely touching. Well done. Oh look, I got a 0. I got a 0. Right, do we have Mr. Hectate on here? No, we don't. We'll get you added. There we go. Dead Soul is miles away, so no cigar for him. Right then. Oh, that's another one there for Oppie. Oh my goodness, Oppies, you are killing it today. That is definitely a good hit right there. We need to just go slightly over there. There we go. Yeah, unfortunately I haven't quite figured out how to do the Plinko both on Twitch and YouTube yet there, Mamadou. But yes, you're more than welcome to pop it in our chat over here. Actually, while this is just going down, I'm going to drop... That's 10, I should be fine. I want to go grab a quick drink, guys. My mouth is a little bit dry today for some reason, so while you get to see this, I'll be back in just a minute, okay? And there we go. That doesn't take too long, does it? No. Righty. Well, yes, I think it should be fairly easy to set that up. But yeah, I tend to, like I said, I like to, when I do logging, I tend to focus on maybe only doing it a couple of times a year rather than going in every single month doing it. But one of the things I will do, or tend to do, is overcut the amount I do. So if I can grab some, put some in storage, yeah, that'll work. And have it distribute into it. It's like, yeah, okay. But yes, I'll have a go on that over the weekend. If I can get it to work, great. If not, but yeah, I will let you know how I get on Monday. Let's put it that way. Who's that with the funny face? And did I add Hector? Oh yeah, I got Hector, didn't I? Yes. Oh, that was another thing I did do. I was a little bit bored earlier today. This area just behind where I've got my little farm and grape area, obviously there was a lot of grass, and to be honest, wasn't really being used. So I've started filling it in with some trees. Now the only thing is I don't know whether I need to keep a little area for turning, so that's why it's kind of set up like that at the minute. We'll have to just wait and see. Hey there, Mr. Viking Streaming. How you doing, buddy? We actually raided, I don't know if you were still around, but we did raid over to Mr. MP7 Reaper the other day. I did see a few comments in chat that you did to him. But you weren't there when we went over to say hello. Oh, are you going to go? There we go. Let's nudge that across. There we go. Check with T-Millie. He has been working on one the other day. What, a log storage? I know he was going to redo his resin factory. Yes. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah. To be honest, if I can get it done quicker, and yeah, it might be easier. But yes. Doing pretty good on you. Oh, I'm not doing too bad. It's a little bit windy and wet here in the UK. I'm sure a lot of you guys who are in the UK, you will understand that. Hey, Rich Trains, how you doing? But yes, exclamation mark Plinko in chat, guys. Let's see if we can hit the star and be entered into a the prize wheel at the end of the month. Go. Just want to check something while I'm here. Nope, okay. But yes. It's difficult being everywhere, lol. Oh, I know that. That's why I kind of taken a... This is one thing I will say is I have taken a little bit of a back seat with moderating, should say, in a lot of channels. I may be lurking more than I actually moderate now. It's terrible. I need to get back onto it. But yeah, I fully understand. I really, really do. But to be honest, your health is the priority. Moderating and streaming and stuff is like second or even third place to your life, that's for sure. Right, let's nudge that back across to there. There we go. But yeah, it's kind of, this is the only time that's a little bit of a pain, is defoliating, because obviously with that little collision that's on each end of the grapes, I don't know about anybody else if you have the same problem, but when you turn around, if you're not perfect when you hit the next row, you end up just crashing out. It is ridiculous and takes that little bit longer to line back up and stuff. Usually back in 22, I would always have one on the front, one on the back, doing two lines at the same time, turning around, not an issue. 25, for some weird reason, it just seems like the hitbox is a lot bigger for climbing into. So hence why I've actually now downgraded to just one of these little defoliators. It's really annoying, I will say that. Actually, one thing I wanted to look at while we're going down, do I need to plough up this field over here? Because I do know the dude has just finished that little field. Let's have a little look, see if it needs to be ploughed. Nope, good. Oh, wrong view on that one. Needs ploughing. Let's see what's left. Yeah, so I'm going to definitely do these. Well, they say they need to be ploughed some. Well, I suppose it could, but yeah. I've still got all of these weeds to get cleared on this lot right here. That was another job I want to try and get done this month. I might be leaving it till next month, depending on how long it's going to take us to get the rest of these rows. Then again, I could always take a little bit of a break, but a little bit over halfway on doing these. I could take a bit of a break, I suppose. And hello, darkness. Thank you, Andy, for the hello, darkness there. Yes. I'm not sure if that fishy thing still works with the points. I'm actually considering now removing both the Plinko and the fishing one from there. It's more trouble than it is anything else, in all honesty. But yes, could take a bit of a break from doing this. Actually, to be honest, I started this about 2 o'clock-ish, just after 2 this afternoon, my time. Obviously, it took about an hour break, so there's probably an hour and a half done before the stream. And yes, it's just taken so long. Be right if it could automatically turn around and go back down the other way without too many issues. That's bugger it. Let's go grab a herbicide spreader and get rid of these weeds. Oh, we'll get back to that later on. Right, so let's have a look. Is this the one I want? Yes, it is. Well, yeah, one of the things I have been doing, I don't know if anybody noticed, I have been going through and changing some of my display settings within the game. For example, I have the multi-frame generation thing going, and I actually had it up earlier, looking, and yes, it doesn't really make the frames any better in my opinion. Visually, it's actually making it worse in some cases. Like right now, well, just a minute ago, I don't know if it was the same on the stream, but the game become very icky looking, shall we say. So maybe it's just cashing in still the new textures and such. But yes, I don't know whether they'll be staying or going. But that's the point. Crop sensor needs to be turned on, so Alt B. Turn that on and go. So I've got this field to do. I've got those 2 fields there. Well, there's 3 fields there to be done as well. I think it's the one at the far end there as well. Right at the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I think it's actually 5 fields in total to be done quickly. So, but this one right here, this still needs to be ploughed up at some point. That was my sugarcane. Next year, probably, I don't know. I haven't quite decided what's going to be in it. It's not a big field, it's not a small field, it's kind of like in the middle type size field. I might, because one of the things I do need is grass, I might just plant that with grass and bale it up next year. Actually, that's a point as well. While I think about it, is one of my other two of my other little fields of grass do need to be cut. One is a very small one; you only get maybe 5 or 6 bales off of it. But you guys are getting closer. Come on, you can get closer than that. You know you can with Plinko. God. Yeah, one needs to be. Oh, geez, that was terrible. One's a tiny little field. Obviously, it needs to be ploughed at some point and cut. The other one is actually a new field that's just been seeded, to be honest, which I need to get in and get that cut, because obviously one of the big things now that I'm getting more and more animals, or cows, should say. Yeah, need more silage, need more hay. Got tons of straw though. Well, we'll say that. I have tons and tons of straw. I've got like over, nearly 10 million litres of straw in storage. But hay and silage are the 2 things currently I am really lacking on for my cows. I've got enough to keep them going for a few months, that's fine, so we'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, I may turn that field into a little grass field in the middle there, just to help boost it a bit. Oh my god, what was that? What was what? What did I miss? What did I miss? I know my character went straight down, missed every pin there with Plinko. Actually, let's go in cab, see how we're looking. Actually, to be honest, with the multi-frame generation going, it doesn't really seem to have made much improvement, especially in cab anyway. But yeah, I'll keep playing around with it and see what it is. I'll have to watch it back. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, one thing I will say is, okay, so the 19, the 20s, that's average in this area where my main farm is, I will say, for frames. Every now and again I will bring them up when I'm playing and not streaming, because what's weird is some people on Facebook were saying, well, what's going on with the frames on the map? I'm only getting 5 or 6 frames when I'm loading in. And obviously I'll load them up, have a look, and yeah, I average, probably the lowest is sort of 19 when it's cached all in and stuff. And that's one thing I will say. But obviously with this 2-frame generation, it should double it because it splits it in half type thing. To be honest, it doesn't make much difference really from what I'm seeing. I was kind of curious whether it would improve it, and in all honesty, not really. As you've seen from in-cab view, my displays are still fuzzy as heck. One thing I did notice with the mirrors, they're a lot more blurry, being in the settings that I've got up at the minute, so I may have to reset them to how they were previously. Which is a nightmare. But yeah, I don't know if anybody actually uses the 2-frame generation thing. I might just turn it off again and carry on. The mining area is the worst area for FPS, but it isn't all the time. Yeah. I should have a little. That's one thing, because obviously one of the things I try not do is focus on my frames. That's the problem. So I don't really know where the good points are, the bad points are. Every now and again I will put them up just to see how things are going. But actually, I'm going to take a little drive around the map actually, just to see. Let me grab this dude here. I'm going to take a little drive. I'm going to keep my frame rates up just to see what my current system is like around the map with how I've got it. Obviously, everybody else's save games may be different, so bear that in mind. So obviously, on my farm here, I'm going to look at the lower one here. So around my farm at the minute, it is... ooh, that's horrible. That's evil. Hang on. That is evil. Do you see that? That looked horrible, didn't it? You don't use frame rate generation. It looked like how... Yeah. Right, so... I'm going to turn that off. I think I had that off as well. I think that was the only things I really messed around with. Let's apply that a sec and see. It might just take a moment just to update, but we'll spin it around. Now, one thing I will say, if you do a system update or game update, one thing I would recommend is tabbing through all your vehicles. This is something that we did in 22 to basically load in your textures and such. When you first load in, go in cab, spin around a few times, go out of cab, spin around a few times just to draw those textures in. Go into each of your vehicles around the map, maybe jump out, fly around the map a few times just to draw the textures and such in. That is usually a good way of doing it. And something that does not look right there. Still. It looks very blurry when I'm... What else is there? I definitely had that turned off previously. Was it TTA? Maybe it was DLA I had on. Oh, that looks better. Right, well, yeah, I'm going to take a little drive around the map and see what areas hit the red. So obviously, right now, obviously my farm area, which is the same starter area that everybody has, that is probably right now where I get the lowest frame rates, as you can see. But yeah, I'm going to just drive around and obviously see what it's like. So I'm pretty sure I should be averaging, when not live, around about the 30s. Obviously, as I am streaming, obviously it's taking a little bit more stress on my computer, so frame rates will be a little bit lower, but we'll see how it goes. So 25 so far has been the highest. 23, 24. Now, what I'll do is I'll kind of stick to the heavy areas as well, just to see what it's like. So Right, down here on the left hand side is my animals area. So if we drive through there, let's have a little look. Obviously the trees and such should, touch wood, in theory act as a barrier. Same with mountains and such. Okay, so it did drop a little bit, but not too much. I think it got down to, what was that, 18 and 19 frames. But we are coming back up to mid-20s again-ish. Obviously driving around doing this is not the best thing to do really, but okay. It gives you an idea. So if we come around through here, I'll say 24, 25, averaging at the minute really. Obviously coming to this area, technically, okay, we're getting up to 26. There was a flicker of 27 there. I am looking, that's why my driving is so terrible. So one nice thing is, by doing this, if I do crash around the map, I can add it in. Actually, I don't even know it's shown today. But 25, 26, we'll come up here. Obviously, Mr. Green Thumb Farmer does say the mining area is heavy on your frames at times, so we'll see. Got 27. Obviously, at the minute, I have no hired helpers running either, so that's another thing. The more you have running on your system, that is also going to stress it and bring down your frame rates. One thing I will say is, while we're driving around, is somebody on, I think it was Facebook yesterday, did mention that they've had issues when saving the game. Now, one thing I will say is always run maps from different folders. If you're using the base game default folder, try not to have 2, 3, 4, 5 maps all in there at the same time. Try doing it so you have one map in there at a time. So if you maybe playing 3 or 4 maps, maybe switch them out. Take one map out, put another one back in. Maybe have them stored on your computer somewhere that's easy accessible, and do it that way. One of the things I've run into with 25 is, it's only happened once, is when I was saving, it wouldn't save, and it was due to lack of storage on my computer. So that's something else. Maybe have a look at cleaning up your computer a little bit. And actually, to be honest, going through the mine there, what was it, 24, 25, not bad. But yeah, it's averaging, it's over 20s. That's one thing I'm liking. It is staying pretty well over 20 for me anyway. Obviously, I've not got the greatest of systems, but I am also streaming, so that's going to drop maybe a few frames. But things like Courseplay, Auto Drive, having them running constantly as well, is going to lower your frames a little bit. So bear that in mind. But yeah, mods in general that are constantly running, they're going to drop your frame rate. So maybe have a look at even your mods. If you are finding you're having frame rate issues, have a look at what mods you have. Any of those ones that are maybe not in the pack, that you're not really using a lot of, maybe put them into another folder so they're not loading into the game, drawing things down. So bear that in mind. But yeah, so far I'm kind of happy with the frames on here. I would like to be a bit higher, in all honesty, back up into the 30s. But while I'm streaming, I don't know if it's even going to get that high. But saying that, I have been adding a lot of trees and such, so there is that. It's come up here, we'll spin that around. Out of interest, if I come in cab, see, even coming into cab, it's not much different frame rate wise. But yeah. See, I'm sort of, it's sticking mid-20s for me, so that isn't too bad. Obviously, we've still got this top end of the map to go, and then we'll work back down towards the vehicle shop, and then we'll probably head up towards where the sawmill is and just see what it's like up and around that area. But yeah, to be honest, Yep, not too bad. Above 20, but yeah, dipping right down to like 5 frames is definitely something else going on, I would say, with maybe mods that you have in addition to what is in the pack, or potentially your own system isn't quite up to par, should we say. 25, 26, that's not bad actually. Also, we've got quite a few buildings in one little area, so it may dip down, but we'll see. Oh, very close there, Mr. Shawnee, very close. Now, one thing what's really weird is I haven't had the error coming up around this area in a while. I actually thought it was off of one of these 2 buildings that we just went past, but yeah, doesn't seem to be. 23. Mind you, some of these buildings can be quite high poly, so that wouldn't help either. But yeah, also one of the other things, I don't know why I just thought of it, but in addition to obviously system and stuff, pallets and logs and stumps that are on your save game, they can also reduce the performance of the map as well. So that's another thing to think of. If you've got a lot of logs and a lot of pallets down on your map, you may want to get them off of the map, put them into storage, stuff like that, get them into productions where they need to be used. One other thing I can think of as well that might hinder your, or not really hinder, but maybe lower things. Obviously, in the past we've had issues where pallets have dropped below the map. What you could do once you've got all your pallets off of the map, look in your vehicle XML for pallets and just see where they're located, because you may find you've got tons and tons located underneath the map as well, which could lower your frame rates. So that's another thing you could look into as well. But yeah, looking at mine at the moment, while streaming, I've got OBS open, I've got the game open, I have the browser, Chrome is currently open with 6 different pages. I've also got Lurkbait open, I've got a few other things running in the background, and yeah, in all honesty, the lowest was 19 up by the farm, 18, 19 by the farm. Obviously there's a lot of buildings there, so but the rest of the map is way over 20, sort of 20 to 25 really, which isn't bad, I think. Oh, we've got a lot of bales. That's another thing, bales as well. Get your bales into storage if you can. So yeah, there's lots of little things you can do just to make things a little more stable on your computer. Obviously there is still that 200 pallet limit, so bear that in mind. Obviously you could always go out, get a mod that can crack that if you really want to, but to be honest, I'm running it and I very rarely have any issues with spawning pallets out. There we go. But yeah, see, even up here, okay, I've got a lot of trees missing. It's not bad actually. I'm happy with it, to be honest. I've never actually done this before, actually gone around the map, looked at the actual frames and focused on the frames as I'm going around. This is the first time I've done it properly. And I'm kind of surprised it's not a little bit higher, but it is what it is. Yeah, one thing I do want to do, maybe next year, is look into saving up some money, get new graphics card, new processors and stuff. But look at that. Barrow Logistics, a big huge building like this, and I'm getting 25, 26 going through it. That's not bad. I know back in 22, if I was to go into Barrow Logistics on Canyon Crossing, I definitely wouldn't be getting that high. It'd be dipping down to like 20, 19 frames. But over here, there we go. And see, it's not bad. It's 23, 24 off a fair few factories along here. Got loads of trees, so and quite a mixture of trees because this is another thing I will say is these trees that change throughout the year can also affect your frames if you think about it, because they're changing with the seasons. Whereas if you put down just a ton of evergreens, so the spruces for example, oh, this is a little bit laggy, but not as bad as it was. Okay, it's recovering, so that's fine. Could just be where I pulled in, but yeah, obviously with them constantly changing throughout the year, that's another thing that's going to put a little resource on your system, your setup and such. So if you wanted to, you could go in, just grab a load of spruces, put them all down, or even the lodge poles, whatever it is. Something that doesn't change is going to be better and more beneficial for your computer. Hence why I use a lot of those spruces, and I don't know why I put a couple right there, because that looks daft. But yeah, I'm happy actually. 25, 26 tops. Actually, I think I had 27 there a minute ago, didn't I? But overall, that's not bad. That is not bad. Okay, right here, I'm obviously flooring it at 92 kilometers an hour down here. It's what, 19, 22 is getting higher and higher and higher. But yes, oh well. Yeah, in all honesty, yeah, if you're getting right down, I'd maybe look into mods, your computer, stuff like that. But yeah, one thing to remember is make sure when you are saving, you have plenty of space on your computer. Double, basically, what you need, really. Actually, was it last week or the week before, I actually went through my whole computer because it was starting to hit the red. That's how little storage I had on my computer. I was still able to play the game, I was still able to save it, but I was starting to see the game was getting a little bit laggy in places. So yeah, cleaning up the computer here a bit might help. Actually, I moved a lot of stuff over onto my D drive from my C drive. That helped a lot. Obviously my daughter had a lot of stuff as well, which is crazy, because obviously we share the computer together. She has her own desktop, I've got mine, and a lot of the stuff on her side could be deleted, so yeah. If you've got like an external hard drive, they're great, they really are, because that will take a lot of stuff off your computer. But yeah, I'm happy with that. And the nice thing is, by doing that little drive around, that's actually should have loaded most of the textures for the map anyway, so shouldn't have too many more issues. But the only problem is, obviously, it's still a little blurry on the dashboard. It's still a little bit blurry, but that could be down to me just streaming. One thing I have noticed before I stream, sometimes I'll go in cab and just have a look at the dashboard on the vehicle I'm usually in, and it is usually quite clear. But as soon as I hit that go live button, blurriness kicks in. So yeah, definitely need to look into upgrading at some point. Yes, I have the 2070. Yes, I do. And the 3900. So yeah, it was when it was originally done, it was very similar to what Mr. Dajnet had. Let's put it that way. But that was, let's see, 4 or 5 years ago. So yeah. I would say yes, Johnny, but I know that the imports costs from America to the UK are astronomical, so I'll be fine. I will get one eventually. But yeah, if anybody is interested in a 3060 let Mr. Shawnee know, because yeah, he has one for sale. That's Shawnee 2469. Andy the farmer's finally got it. There we go. The Rip coffee cup did it that time. Well done, well done, well done. That's another one for Mr. Andy the farmer. There we go. You want what BD just got? Yes. Jealous or what? Oh, I seen the post earlier and I thought, oh, you fudge monkey. Yes. Yeah, I don't think he is going to have any issues at all with his computer on running any game, really, for a while. That is for definite. Hey there, Mr. KW. How you doing? There we go. But yeah. Actually, I'm just going to leave the frames up for the rest of the stream so you guys can see what I'm currently getting. And to be honest, it's fine. Another thing is, well, also that you got to think of is the time of the year as well. So different times of the year, obviously, think the trees are going to be different to how they are in spring and how they are in summer and winter and such. So yeah, your frame rates are going to go up, down, up, down, up, down. I don't know if there's any fix for the ones with the dodgier system, should we say? Or the lower spec systems. It would be nice if it was. But I know on YouTube there has been a fair few videos put out of information on how to maximize your frame rate. So that may be another option for anybody who is struggling with frame rates to get the optimal settings. There we go. But yeah, in my opinion, if the game runs smoothly, then go with it. I have interest. Yep, see, still blurry. But it is what it is when I'm streaming. The only problem is it's the same when I've noticed when I'm recording. Yeah, the visuals in cab, if I'm actually doing like a video, for example, and I'm in cab view, even then it goes blurry. It's weird. I wonder if it's something to do with OBS. It's pulling too much, because I don't remember ever having this much blurriness in cab before. Newegg keeps putting them on sale. Yes. The only problem is when things go on sale, I never seem to have any spare money. That's a problem. But yes. It would be nice to maybe one day looking into getting something a little bit more for my computer. There we go. Obviously, was it 2070? I'm trying to remember. I think is it 2950? Is what I can go maximum with my motherboard and such. I'll have to have a look into that again. I know somebody during my stream did send me saying, oh, this is the maximum you can have with your motherboard. I'll have to have a look and see if I can pull the information again to get an idea on how much I need to put to the side. But actually, I want to see, can I get in to the middle as well? I'm going to do a bit of fishing. Nope, I'm miles away. That is miles and miles and miles away. But yes. Would I like more frames? Heck yeah. Am I really that bothered? Not really. There we go. But yes. Let's see how we're doing so far. Let's see, the 5060 Ti is the same price currently as that I bought for your 3060, really, wow. Crazy. What the crap? Nitrogen. It's missing nitrogen? That's missing nitrogen as well? That's missing nitrogen. I'm sure before harvesting these fields, I am sure that stated that the nitrogen was missing. How come it's still showing that? And I know for a fact that I've gone through and added nitrogen to that field when planting. How could it be missing freaking nitrogen? This field is having a funny 5 minutes again, I think. I'm pretty sure the data isn't out of date because I obviously only did it, what, last in-game year, maybe the year before? Just out of interest. Purchase. Purchase. Purchase that. See, that's, yeah, still, this hasn't changed at all. What I might do quickly before I jump into the next field of while I'm live, just to show this, I might grab a fert spreader and just go over that field quickly to see whether or not it will affect it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure before harvesting this field, obviously it was fertilized, because obviously, and every time I seed, it always gets fertilized, and yet it still stated there was no fert state in it. And I've done it again with this field here. It's weird. Let's turn you off a second. Let me go grab the other spreader, which should be right next to where this one was. Enter. Obviously it was... oh, what are we doing? It was solid fertilizer went in, so hopefully this will work with liquid. I know somebody actually stated that if you apply a layer of manure or slurry to a field before seeding it, you don't need to do any more fertilizing after planting. So I'm kind of curious if that is the case. I might give that a try one of these in-game years. So let's lock that in there. We'll turn crop sensor is turned on and go. Let's see. We'll see what it can see. So I can see a tiny little bit of a change in the map at the bottom here. Obviously, with all your names in the way, it's kind of hard to see. But it is getting a little bit darker. And the question is, once we get in a little bit further, is that going to change these? But yeah, I got a feeling it might be broken. Oh well, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the data in there is still all okay. It could be the soil type affecting it, to be honest. But yeah, the data is still okay on all my fields. Oh, that's horrible. But these are the ones that are currently planted. That one's planted as well. That's my grass field. And yeah, I get a fairly good yield off of that most of the years. Actually, I think it's ever since that last update to precision farming. in my opinion, something changed when they did it. I was getting... I don't know if it still shows, actually, out of interest. But this whole field was showing green the entire time, and then they did the update, and all of a sudden I'm starting to get these orange parts in here. And even the score is actually dropped. Because that was hitting like 100, it's now down to 97, 98. And that has been limed, so why the heck is it showing that it's not, or partly limed? Weird. Shawnee is touching, so let's get that added. I don't know. Has anybody else had issues with their precision farming? Does it seem like it's a little bit more broken than it was previously? You don't use precision farming? Oh, precision farming is great. Okay, when it's working, it's great because obviously it does allow you that little extra when you sell products. That's the whole reason I've got it. To be honest, I've got enough money now. I could probably quite easily remove it and go back to how I used to farm. But yeah, getting that extra little bonus is great. I like it. But yeah, at times it just feels like it's just broken. See, that's one thing I want to try and do with where are we? With this here, because obviously this is my grapes, grapes and what you call them, olives. As you can see, obviously coming to pH, it's rodonculous. That is really, really horrible of a score. Actually, if I purchase that again, that might update it a little bit better, but doesn't really do much of it. So this year, for both of these, I'm going to see if I can get in with a lime spreader and see if I can make that a little bit better of a yield. Because yeah, the yield itself is not the greatest. Obviously, one of the things they state is you don't really need to lime your grapes and your olives, but with precision farming, I think you have to really. But trying to find equipment to go down that can spread lime, that's another thing. That's a problem. It really is. Either I'm just not quite understanding something along the way. I really don't know anymore. And by the way, hello Mr. Coffee Man over on YouTube. Welcome in. I'm not doing too bad, thanks. What did I break this time? Nothing. I never break anything. That's an insult. I hate being people saying that I break things. I never break anything, do I, everybody? I don't know. It's almost like an insult. Oh, what have you broken as soon as the first thing you say? It's like, oh my goodness. Trying to just get things working the way I think they should be. But yeah, what I might do next year in a game, before I start planting, I may actually throw down a load of like slurry and manure on different fields and see what the fruit is like once it's planted. If it's better, that may be an option from now on. But yeah, obviously having enough fertilizer and manure and such before planting is going to be fun. You want to lie? No, you fix things. I try and fix things, yes. I try and understand things, but half the time I don't. But yes. But yeah, anyway, how are you, Mr. Coffee Man, over on YouTube? why are you not over here on Twitch with everybody else? But I do appreciate you being over there, by the way. Here we go. But yeah, so out of interest, who is excited for the Highlands Fishery map to come out? That's true, yeah, sometimes I do agree there, Green Thumb. Sometimes you do have to break something to be able to fix it. And the nice thing is, actually, what was it? There was a saying, was it Thomas Bell when he was creating the light bulb? It wasn't that he failed like 99 times. He actually found 99 ways of on how not to create a bulb or something like that, wasn't it? Same thing with modding, I suppose. Oh, yes. Yes. I think it was something like that anyway. Yeah, I'm terrible when it comes to history, but yeah. But yes, I just found 99 ways of not to do it the right way. Still try to find that one. I'm still trying to find that one. That's all I can say, yeah. Oh yes, and it's just right. If any of you guys are not following Coffee Man 101, let me. Oh, fudge monkeys! Keep using the wrong button. Hang on. Go back a minute. That one. There it is. Yeah, depending on which button I hit on my Stream Deck, it turns vehicles off. I know Green Thumb found that out the other day. Yeah, if you guys are not following Coffee Man, make sure to catch him when he goes live next, because obviously on Sunday is going to be his birthday. Now, obviously, there's Amethyst Neon. It will be his birthday tomorrow. And there's several other people over the coming days who will be having a birthday as well. Make sure to pop in and say hello and happy birthday to them. But yes, I hope Mr. Coffee Man will be streaming over the weekend for his birthday. Just saying. But yeah, make sure to click on that link, give him a follow, guys. Obviously, he is doing some. Well, he was doing some Euro Truck Simulator 2 the other day, it seems like. But he does have a thing for PV County recently as well. So you never know what he's going to be streaming. But yes. But yeah, I hope Mr. Dave actually goes live, because obviously I wanted to wish his daughter a happy birthday, because she's going to be having her birthday tomorrow, along with Mr. Neon and myself and yes, a few other people. If you can, what do you mean if you can, Mr. Coffee Man? What do you mean if I can? Of course you can. But yeah, that's still kind of freaky weird, really. Obviously, sharing a birthday with obviously so many other people, it's crazy. But yeah, actually, if Neon is still out there, happy birthday for tomorrow, bud, if I don't speak to you between now and then. But yes, and thank you very much there, Don B here. Yes, I'm going to be 22 again. In a bit. But yes, at the minute it's still up in the air whether my daughter will be going to a birthday party. Obviously not feeling so well, kind of playing it by ear at the minute. But yeah, one of her friends has a birthday tomorrow, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So I may or may not be going out for my birthday. I'm kind of hoping not, because I just want to chill out and relax, to be honest. But yes, thank you, Shawnee, as well. But yes, oh man. What's crazier is my wife, it'll be her birthday just before Christmas, and yes, she's a little bit older than I am. She hits quite a big number. So, got to do something special this year for her, really do. Your 10th anniversary for turning 22, yes. Actually, yeah, it's our 15th wedding anniversary on the 16th of October. Oh, and there was another thing as well. I forgot, obviously I was going through the other day. People's birthday is tomorrow, so we've got Neon, like I said, Dave's daughter. But also, I've got a niece whose birthday is in a little over a week's time, so it's a very busy month for birthdays at the minute, so it's crazy. But yes, it would make him 220. Well, to be honest, I do feel that old at times. 210 years old, but yeah. But out of interest, so that has now all been done. Now, it may not necessarily record, but at least I can say that I've done it live on a stream, that it's been fertilized twice now. Once when planting with salt fertilizer, that I've gone through again with liquid fertilizer. Yeah, see, it's still showing that there's no fertilizer or nitrogen on there at all. And I know the first couple of times I planted on this field, since it's been combined into this one big field, it did have fertilizer showing. For some weird reason, it's now saying not. Weird. We'll see what's like next year when it does come around to harvesting. Oh, blimey. Me, my nephew, my brother, my niece, cousins all have birthdays. Oh, wow. Yikes, that's a lot of people as well. Yes. Yeah, my sister, obviously tomorrow as well, thinking about it. We're actually born on the same day, like I mentioned the other day. So, twin adopted half sister, like I keep saying. Yes, busy. And celebrity-wise, I don't know if anybody's actually ever done this before, but have any of you guys actually Googled who shares a birthday with you as well? And by the way, thank you, Dead Soul and Andy Farmer and everybody else for the birthday wishes for tomorrow. I think, if I remember correctly, it was is it Dakota Fanning? Missy, that was in my brain has now gone dead. I know there was quite a few anyway, but yeah. 50 Shades of Grey. That's it. I'm pretty sure that she was one of the ones on the list there for tomorrow. Let's have a look actually. Google celebs birthday 4th October. Let's have a look there. So, yeah, Dakota Johnson, that's her name. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Not Fanning. So, according to Google, for birthdays tomorrow, which is October the 4th, We have Alicia Silverstone. We have Christopher Waltz. If you don't know any of these names, I might throw up a movie or two. So obviously Alicia Silverstone was in Batman and Robin, I believe, and a few other films. Christopher Waltz, I know him from James Bond's 007 Spectre with Daniel Craig in it. There we go, let's get turned around. There we go. We have Leave Sherber. I can't remember how you pronounce his actual name, but he played Wolverine. Not Wolverine, Sabretooth, should say, in the Wolverine films. He was like his brother. Yes. I'm trying to see what other names are. Oh yeah, Susan Sarandon. Yes, there's another name for you for tomorrow. Also got David, Dakota Johnson there. Well, yeah, there's a few other names I recognise, but I don't really know what films they're in. Reggie Lee. I recognise that name. What are you in? But yes, it's kind of cool just to see who you share a celebrity birthday with, isn't it? But anywho, that's enough of that baloney. You share your birthday with X-Man and Mr. Kelp TV. Nice one, Green Thumb. Cool. Yes. One nice thing is, by sharing a birthday, you can always tell you will never be alone. Because there's always somebody out there sharing the same birthday, going through the same things as you are, so maybe. And you... Oh, Green Thumb has two other friends who have Halloween birthdays. Oh. Interesting. Interesting indeed, but yes. I don't know. But yeah, birthdays, weddings, wedding anniversaries. Actually, yes, another thing is we've got quite a few people having wedding anniversaries coming up as well. Obviously, that was mentioned the other day, so yay. So yeah, that's another thing as well. Anybody who is having a anniversary this weekend, hopefully you have a great one. Make sure to... Sorry, I just looked at those two things right there. What the heck is that? Is that plants? Must be. Sorry. Yeah, hopefully you spoil your partner silly is all I can say. Yes. Right, let's get this locked in. To there. Cruise. Oh, that should be fine for the minute. Actually, one thing, yeah, that is now showing fully herbicide weeded. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, weed is usually that middle one, so that should be fine. That's fine. See, even though there's weeds on the field, it's even showing. See, that's how these two fields up here, this field here was 99, 99, 99. Oh, like all this. It's crazy. I haven't even touched that one yet. Okay, that's got a little bit of weeds shown, but it's weird. It's almost like it's not quite working for me personally. And I know a lot of people have gotten rid of precision farming because it's been broken in their eyes. I'm starting to think it might be, but it is what it is, unfortunately. Go. Mr. Shawnee says that he shares his with Clooney. Really? You and George Clooney, huh? Oh. Cool. Yes. Sorry, I don't know how I got onto that. I really don't know. Every now and again, if you ever notice, you just start rabbiting on about a load of rubbish because you don't know what else to say. And I don't know about anybody else. When you're in the stream, I hate it just being game noise, game sounding like a little bit of chatter in the background as well. It's just me, I guess. Da-da-ba-da-ba-da. Where are we? Where are they? There. There we go. Yes. You do. Yes. Yeah, green thumb. Actually, I've noticed quite a few of my streams when I am ending as well. I'll just keep rabbiting on and not be bothered. I just say, oh yeah, catch me this time and make sure to catch so and so this time and blah blah blah. Like carry on. Oh, really? It's almost like you guys are just saying, shut up and read it out to the next person. Oh yes, it's fine. It's entertainment, I guess, for some people. Annoyance for others, but yeah. Oh well. Yeah, I also don't speak to many people, so when I am streaming, I kind of just want to just keep yakking and yakking and yakking. It's terrible. Oh, sorry if I scared anybody there. I apologize. But I was looking at a post the other day on Facebook, and it's actually about FS25. Somebody's actually working on a mod right now. I think they were actually testing it and showing off the pictures of it, where it was a pull behind weeder, but instead of having all these pulsings and stuff like that, it was actually flames. They actually had visuals of flames coming out of the boom and basically killing the weeds. I know they do it in real life, where they actually go through and they burn the weeds, and this is what they were basically working on. And I thought, that's really kind of cool. I wouldn't mind giving that a try. Now the thing is, if you're using precision farming with that, does it do like the pulsing where it'll only attack the individual weed, or will it keep doing the entire boom? That is going to be an interesting thing. Do you need any particular fill type? Do you need to like put extra fuel in there to burn it? Who the heck knows? But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to see when that one comes out. So yeah, I know that it can be set up with just the effect there with the spraying and stuff. So yeah, I think it's got to kill though. But yeah, obviously in real life you have to be very, very careful when you are working with fire, because yes, bad things can really happen. And hello there, Mr. Coffee Man 101. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, if you guys are not following Coffee Man, make sure to click on this link there, give him a follow, and obviously if he does go live over the weekend, make sure to wish him a happy birthday.
Do it! Make your dreams come true!
Just have to change the effects, yeah. I wish I'd saved the post, that's the thing, then I could show you what I was on about. But yeah, I think they've got a whole new weeder, as it were, but it's more like a fertilizer spreader type thing that's mounted on the back. Yeah, it's almost like one of these, actually. This is kind of like what it looks... Obviously, when the boom is out, it's kind of something like this. It's weird. But yeah, I like it. But it's kind of cool that modders can go in and do that type of thing. I wish I was a modder. I could do that sort of thing, so yeah. I think it was actually on my... Well, it was on my phone, I definitely know that. And it doesn't really have a browser history, I don't think, with the Facebook app. I don't know if I can find it even through here. I'm trying to think who it was. Was it JAHG or something? Actually, I'm going to have a look while we've got up here just to see. JAHG. Is that it? Oh, actually, that's an updated picture, it looks like. Yes. God dang. That is very close indeed. Hang on, I think I might have just found a updated version of the picture. It didn't fully show this the other day, but this is it right here. So, as you can see, it's a attacher piece that goes onto the back. His name is... It's not going to count, no. The emote itself, or the character, has to be touching the star, not the name. But yeah, you can just about see it underneath here. You can see the flames coming down. What they showed the other day didn't have these covers on here. But yeah, this is for basically weeding. It's kind of cool. And obviously each of these little outlets, as it were, is another little flame that basically burns the weeds. It'll be interesting to see this when it comes into the game. That's which is quite a big work with as well. Does it say? It says 40 foot or 12.2 meters. So that will be interesting to see how that works, how it even works with different crops regarding the spacing and stuff. So, yes. Will it fully remove the weeds? Like, so obviously you can see in the picture just here, it's got weeds. Now, will they fully be removed, or will it just show dead weeds afterwards? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, looks like they're working on a few things at the minute over there on JHG Farms at the minute. But yeah, that is going to be interesting to definitely see it in game. Heck, I might even download it and use it myself when it's available. Just give it a try. But yeah, sorry. Got sidetracked. I do apologise, peeps. But yes, good shout, actually. I didn't even think about that. I should have just gone back on Facebook. And it's right there. But yeah, it gives it a little bit of something else as well. Because obviously at the minute, obviously you got weeding, the mechanical, you got the herbicide spreading with the pulsating sprayer, spot spraying type thing, which is kind of cool. But yeah, being able to have a fire as well option, not bad. But yeah, I'm guessing it's probably up to maybe what, about here width wise, I'd imagine. So yeah, and yeah, still not close enough, guys, still not close enough. Remember, you've only got a couple more minutes before we do need to call it there for today. Actually, I'm going to get in there. I might do one more refresh just to see if anybody can get in there. When I get time, you've sent me a Discord message. Have you really? Have you really? I don't know why you want to send me a message in Discord when I'm right here and you can talk to me right here. But I will check that out after the stream. Thank you very much. I don't know. There we go. See, that's another thing as well. I really don't get some people. Obviously, these streams are here to help you guys. Just, this is something that I've noticed over the last couple of weeks. A lot of this stuff I've mentioned about, I've covered in multiple streams and mentioned multiple times in streams. It's weird, but because within half an hour, maybe an hour after streaming and talking about a certain subject, somebody will actually message me, whether it's on Twitch or on YouTube or even on Discord, asking exactly what I've just covered in the stream. It's crazy. It really is. It's like, were you not paying attention? I'm pretty sure I seen your name coming up in chat. It's like, oh, I don't know. Why bother anymore, hey? Why bother? But yeah. You don't unsend me? I don't know what you're on about, Coffee Man. I still see you there on Discord. There we go. But yes. Got to love those typos, yes. Did Coffee Man get his to drop yet? Let's see, yes it is there, okay. Exclamation mark, fish, nope, never. I don't know about that. Right then, let's see. So it's 8 o'clock my time, so one final refresh on the Plinko is ready to go. So exclamation mark Plinko in chat, guys. Let's see if anybody can get to that little star once again and be entered into this competition to the end of the month. Oh, I'm so close. I'm so close. Oh, come on, Shawnee. Oh, man. Shawnee's on me and not good. Not good at all. Come on. But there. Let's see. Let's see. Can anybody hit it before we raid out? Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Like my... Oh, I thought it was going to go there, but it went in the opposite direction. Look at my racing update page. I post every day when it's a race. If races are on a pay-per-view, yeah, I still get the message asking if there is. Oh, yes, yes, exactly, Shoddy. That is pretty much how I feel too. Mamadou, I love that little Pac-Man emote. That is very, very cool. Oh. Plinko. Right. Any more for any more? Obviously, you did do it just a minute ago, Coffee Man, so you're probably still on a timeout. But yes, I'm going to do this final row. And then... Well, actually, I'm actually going to start doing this row, and then I'm going to find someone to raid out to, because unfortunately, I do need to get off because my wife wasn't feeling the greatest today, but oh well. So let me pause that there so I don't go flying over. Oh, look at that. I'm nearly up to 50 now. Look at that. Yeah, there you go. That's how you play the game. Pause it all the time. Find a nice area on the map, pause it, and you'll get some really good frame rates. But anyway, enough yakking for one day. Big, huge thank you for you guys for coming out today. Much, much appreciated. It has been a pleasure and an honor to hopefully try and entertain you for a few hours. Bye all, have a great weekend, everyone. See you on Monday, Billy. Alright, catch you later there, Andy the farmer. But yes, and everybody else, thank you, Mr. Shawnee. Who is actually out there? Because I have no idea. Actually, what I'll do is I'm going to sign off on YouTube. So yeah, if you guys over on YouTube, thank you very much for tuning in. Catch you on Monday. Have a great one.